Okay, so we're multiplying fractions. The first one that I'm looking at here is 3/5 times 1/2. In multiplying fractions, it's nice not having to find things like common denominators or anything like that. We can just multiply straight across the top and straight across the bottom. In this first problem, 3 times 1 will give us 3, and 5 times 2 will give us 10. At this point, if it simplifies, we do simplify, but this one will not simplify, so we're done. Let me move this guy out of the way and go to one that's just a little more complex. Now in this problem, I actually have a mixed number here that I'm multiplying by a fraction. So for this mixed number, I do need to change it to an improper fraction because we only want to deal with fractions in these, because multiplying straight across the top and straight across the bottom is really only possible if you have just fraction type problems. In order to do that, this is something I call big times bottom plus top. I'm going to multiply the 3 times the 5, which is 15, and add this 1, which will give me 16. So that 16 will just go over this same denominator, 16 fifths. I am multiplying it times 3 eighths. Now something I have an opportunity to do in this problem that I did not in the last problem is simplifying ahead of time before I go through and do multiplication. Just like a regular fraction that you simplify from top to bottom, well, you can actually simplify diagonally in these types of problems. I know that 8 and 16 are even numbers, so they can divide by 2, but they also divide by a bigger number. They both divide by 8, and so that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to take 16 and 8 and divide them by 8. This will be 2, this is 1. This makes my multiplication much easier in this problem. 2 times 3 is 6. 5 times 1 is 5. Now what I need to do is, since 5 over 5 would be 1 whole, I do have an extra fifth here. So anytime you have a whole number within a fraction and you're trying to find your answer, you need to take that whole number out of the fraction. So again, 5 over 5 would be 1 whole, but I do have one extra fifth up here. And I'll just leave it there. Now the last problem I'm going to do will have even a couple of more steps, and that's fine. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change these improper fractions, mixed numbers to improper fractions. So 2 times 7 is 14, plus 2 is 16. I will make this 16 sevenths. And change this one 1 to 8, plus 1 is 9. This will be 9 eighths. It looks like I have the same opportunity to simplify ahead of time that I did in the last problem. This 16 and this 8 are both divisible by 8. 8 will go into them 1 and 2 times respectively. So now I don't have any more simplification that I can do. 9 and 7 don't share a common factor. They won't simplify. 2 times 9 is 18. 7 times 1 is 7. In my last step, I need to change my answer from an improper fraction to a mixed number. 7 will go into 18 2 times. 7 2 times is 14. So I'm just going to count up from 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I'm going to have 4 left on the top up here because I've only taken out, I took out 7 sevenths and then I took out 14 sevenths. So now I just have 1, 2, and 4 sevenths.